Sangeeta ji doesn't need any introduction. I mean, I have attended her advanced courses, and it is something which words can't describe. And, you know, I was always looking forward to do a course with her because I had heard about Sangeeta Jani so much. And in fact, I had met her on those so many occasions when Gurudev used to come and stay in her house in Juhu in Mumbai. So that's how we know Sangeeta Didi for so many years. वो दीदी है जिनके घर में गुरुदेव रुकते हैं मुंबई में. So Sangeeta Jani, over to you.
We blessed with that, right? At one time. Now it's been a few years since he even came to Bombay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And other than that, in Art of Living, there is only one teacher, right? Salilji, we know that. We are just dummies sitting there. Yeah, to decorate the screen. We sit there to decorate the screen. Otherwise, there's only one teacher. Control is in one place.
Absolutely. So over to you, Sangeeta ji, whatever you want to share.
So this is really nice what you all are doing. I'm so impressed with this. Huh? I wish I could have joined earlier. Yeah. So I have not come prepared. I don't know what to say, what to do, nothing. Salilji, why don't you guide me? What should we be doing?
Who am I to guide you, Sangeeta ji? You don't need any preparation anyway.
But first of all, may I just scroll and meet everyone? There are a lot of people over here, but I'll quickly scroll and
in fact, I would request all of you, please switch on your videos. क्यों छुप के बैठे हैं?
Jai Gurudev. Jai Gurudev. You all are from all over, na? I'm seeing some of you are really all wrapped up in wool, and also probably in the north somewhere. ठंड है कई जगह पे. Nice. Okay, these videos are off. That's okay. Nice. Nice to meet you all. Jai Gurudev. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure इनमें से काफी लोगों ने दीदी आपके साथ कोर्स किया ही होगा.
Familiar, सब familiar दिख रहा है मुझे. मिल चुकी तो हूँ मैं सबको. बताइए. Tell me.
Yeah. So Sangeeta Didi, एक मतलब I've got a few questions which people have sent. तो उसमें से एक ये है कि because like you are a known figure in Art of Living, and like काफी लोग जानते हैं at a very young age you started working for Gurudev's mission.
Long time ago, but not at a young age.
No, you have not aged, वो अलग बात है. You still glow like a 360 watt bulb. आश्रम में बहुत बार इलेक्ट्रिसिटी जाती है. अगर संगीता दीदी जिस कॉरिडोर में होती है वहां पे कभी अंधेरा नहीं होता.
अच्छा. ये आपकी सिस्टम है कि जो भी गेस्ट आए उसको चढ़ाओ.
You can check the recordings. ऐसा किसी के बारे में नहीं बोला था पिछले 9-8 दिनों में. Anyway, but whatever the question that has come is coming from a family of jewelers in Mumbai, and at that such an early stage in the early 90s when spirituality was even considered like a cuckoo kind of a thing. It was not regarded very highly. So at that time you decided to work with Gurudev when nobody knew Art of Living. Sri Ravi Shankar ji was hardly known.
Everyone tried to save me. All my friends tried to save me. Go ahead to the question.
So how was it? It must have been tough. So how was it, or what propelled you into it?
See, there was no intellectual thought that propelled me into doing what I did, or, the moment I met him, the whole world dropped for me in that instant. Meaning, how you know that you know your name, No matter how much someone tries to brainwash you. Chalo, even your name, if someone tries to brainwash you, you will start believing it's another name. But there was no doubt when I met him. There was, meaning the world just dropped in that moment, and there was just no doubt. That was it. I had found my calling. They, see, I came from a family where I was blessed with, a lot of love and a lot of everything, whatever I wanted, needed, everything. But there was still something that was so dry. Like all of us, everyone's here because we experience that dryness, that emptiness inside us, right? But the moment I met him, that was it. It was like, oh my God, this is what I've been seeking all my life. He is what I have been seeking all my life. The entire world dropped. And then I didn't care. Anyone could say whatever they wanted. They could say I've gone mad. They would catch hold of my parents and say, what is wrong with your daughter? She has everything going for her. Why is she running away from life? So they all thought these kinds of things, and I let them think. And I just knew that I had to do this. And, the love was so complete. I, I had, till I met him, I did not know that kind of love, that kind of fulfillment, that kind of joy existed. And the moment, it was like a fraction of a second, not even, it didn't even take a second for me to recognize it. So, I mean, that was it. That was it. And then, when you know something like that, when you know that this is your calling, then you're willing to go through whatever it takes. Then you're not thinking that I'm facing obstacles. What will people say? This, that. You don't think these things. I will go through whatever it takes. This is it for me. At least with me, that's how it goes. I'm sure many of us, have experienced that. We've all been in that stage.
Yeah, sure, wonderful. Didi, but one thing, this is not a question that has come, but from what you have just said, a question has popped in my mind, because in my interactions with so many devotees and so many art of living volunteers and teachers, बहुत बार ये conflict, ये द्वंद्व उठता है मन में कि मैं emotionally carried away हो रहा हूँ कि ये मेरा inner calling है. And then the conflict between profession and guru, or family and guru, or this starts coming up, and then a person gets confused कि मैं बह रहा हूं कि ये मेरा inner calling है and I should follow it totally. So can you give us some guidance on that?
So we are conditioned. Since we are born, we've been conditioned to think rationally. We've been conditioned to think that, our entire lives we have to work so that we can have a proper career, proper this, proper that. You know how it is. And then suddenly there is something which we have not been prepared for, and that stares us straight in the face. And you feel, no, this is it. This is what I want to do. And then suddenly you remember all your conditioning. So that conditioning keeps coming in the way. And that can happen. We can just step back and initially just balance it a little. Balance is required because one foot needs to be in the world also. So a little bit of balance is needed. And if you ask Gurudev how to balance, he always says it's like riding a bike. You heard him say that, right? When it goes a little too much to the left, go a little to the right. So you can somehow find your balance, right? But at the same time, this knowledge that we have received is so precious, so precious. And everything else, this knowledge no one is prepared for. No one tells you that this is going to come because no one knows. Anyone can tell you have an option to be a doctor or an engineer, but no one's going to give you this option because no one knows it's available. And when you find it, there may be conflict because you have never been introduced to this. You've never been told about it. You've never heard about it. You've never seen it as an option in your life. But your heart is fully there. There is something in you that just recognizes the truth, knows it, and you know you belong. After you have come here, and you say, okay, no, now I have to pay attention to my career. They say, okay, no, this I'm just getting carried away. You go away for a month, a week, a month, 2 months. you will come running back. Because once you have tasted this nectar, it is impossible to live without it. Once you have tasted and you recognize it's available, how do you live without it? It's like oxygen. You can live without oxygen, but you can't live without this. Isn't it? Don't we all experience, Saleel ji, you tell me. Huh? We all experience it, no? Yeah. So the conflict may happen in your head, but even if it happens and even if you go away for a little while, you will just come back. You know, you won't be able to live without it. It's so dry. So dry without. It's like being in a desert. No?
Yeah. There is a question. I lost my husband to COVID. What does one do when faith shakes?
You know, COVID is nimitt. It's an excuse. There is no one who comes into this world who doesn't leave. We all leave. Some go a little sooner, some go a little later. You're also following. It's not that he's gone alone and left you here forever. We're all going. There's no one who doesn't go. COVID was an excuse. When your time comes, something or the other becomes an excuse and you must leave. But you know something, instead of saying, how could this happen to me? Why? In a way, see it as, of course, it's easier for me to say than it is for you to experience and go through it. I understand that. But at this point, when it has happened and you are in this situation, you know, it gives you an opportunity to see the temporary nature of life. Not, I understand losing, you know, someone you're so dependent on, someone you have lived with for a partner, your partner going can shake you. But one is, it gives you an opportunity to see the temporary nature of life and prepare for what is coming. Gurudev says your entire life is nothing but a preparation for death. So that is one. You know, I was going to say something else also and I forgot. So, yeah, it gives you an opportunity for this. And another thing is, you know, see that, you know, so many people come into our lives and go. But who is really taking care of us? You know, it is the same divinity that is taking care of us through that person. And that same divinity will always be there with you, will not leave you through someone or the other. Of course, definitely someone so close to you will be missed. That is a given. But still, all your needs will be taken care of. You will be taken care of. Somehow or the other, you will be. So have that faith. Don't let your faith shake. It can happen initially. It's a shock. So you feel like, my God, what happened? But don't hold on to that faith, because at a time like this, it is only your faith that will help you. It is only your faith that will carry you forward. So now is when you need your faith more than ever. This is how I feel. This is, you know, what I can say. What you're going through, I know.
Okay, thanks, Didi. Didi, one question is, you have spent so much time with Gurudev and have been an integral part of the organization. So, like in the Narad Bhakti Sutras, Gurudev mentions the different, flavors or expressions of bhakti. So, what is your flavor? And can you describe a little bit about your relationship with your master?
This is private. No, but it changes. Haven't you noticed that you experience initially? See, when you first, for me, I will tell you, when I first met him, you can only relate to another human being, another body, in the form of a relationship, because that's how the mind has been trained. So first, when I met him, I felt so much love, so much love. And then, I noticed that, at different phases, I reached out to him so very often till today, I call my father Guruji and I call him Daddy. And sometimes, sometimes when I'm talking to Gurudev, I'll say Daddy. And when I'm talking to Daddy, I'll say Guruji. So sometimes that happens. And then sometimes you even feel very romantic towards him. And then sometimes you feel like he's your best friend. So I've experienced all these. Sometimes I feel like he's so naughty. He should behave himself. Look at him. He should clean his room. Or he should do this or that. So, you feel that bhav also, like, oh, he's a child, You feel like you want to protect him. So and then at times I feel like, oh, he's my master, he's my guru. And then you always feel that you always recognize that divinity no matter what, but you experience that largeness and that. And, when I'm serving him, always I feel like I call him my boss. Yeah, so whenever we're working, like when we're organizing courses or we're working or we're doing anything, I say, yeah, but boss said this, boss said that. So at different times, even through one day, you experience all these different bhavs and different. So that is the beauty of a Sadguru, that he can be anything for you at any time. Yeah? Anything, whatever, at that moment, whatever relationship you need, he fulfills that. He fulfills that so completely and better than anyone else can. So I have experienced this.
So, of course, the last question, and so many of them have requested some experience with Gurudev, some Guru story.
I've only been doing that right now all this while.
But I think people want something specific, some incident.
Specific. I don't know. Nothing's coming. This is a very tricky one. People feel like I'm a jukebox. For all teachers, they feel like teachers are jukeboxes. You put a coin in and stories start coming. I remember in the earlier days, there were so many stories that would come out during courses. Now they just don't come. They don't come to the head anymore.
Just we can wait a little for something to come to the head.
Nothing's coming now. I'm waiting. But one story has come.
Okay.
This is a story you all will like. So this just popped into my head. When he was in Bombay, and we had our first big satsang. Big satsang meaning we had to book a stadium. So we had about 50,000 people. It was a big deal for us. Such a big deal, meaning we had conquered it. We had done it, meaning we nailed it. It was like that. So we were so excited about it and all. And then Gurudev, we had this whole stage set up for Gurudev. And then we had all the singers on stage and all that. And then satsang was over, everything was very nice and all that. And you know what Gurudev, so we thought 50,000 people, we have to protect Gurudev. So we had all security around Guruji. You know what he did? He just pushed the security aside and he jumped into the crowd. And he went and mingled with everyone. So that was our first experience of Gurudev throwing us into a tizzy. You plan something and how he has to create confusion, the master of confusion. You know why he creates confusion? You know that, right? Because he says that confusions break concepts. So confusion is a good state. संगीता, कल कोई सत्संग में आया था, वो सब गाना बाना प्रिपेयर करके आया था, उसको मेरे लिए गाना था, लेकिन किसी ने उसको स्टेज पे आने नहीं दिया because it was our big satsang, right? So we had all the security, people can't come on stage and everything. So किसी ने उसको आने नहीं दिया, उसको ढूंढो, हैं 50,000 people में मैं किधर ढूंढूं उसको? So I said, चलो, but गुरुदेव ने बोला है ढूंढो मतलब ढूंढो. So what do? You start calling everyone, you call all the teachers, you call everyone who you knew was there, you call all the सबको जितने volunteers है, teachers सबको भी कल कोई आया था, उसको ढूंढो करके कुछ 12-1 बजे, सुबह 7 बजे से शुरू किया, 12 o'clock we found the person. वो तो मिलना ही था, that person, because it was his intention, so वो तो मिलना ही था. So I said, Gurudev, I found him. हाँ, बुलाओ उसको. So called him. He has come. Gurudev has lunch and all, comes down and he sits on the sofa. And then this man is sitting there. Gurudev, and he's sitting right there. There was like hardly 4-5 other people, just few people around. He sits and he says on the sofa like this. He sits. He says, "Haan, gao ab." He made him sing. It's so nice. And at the same, I think it was the same satsang, or was it another time? I can't remember. Gurudev came down to meet all the volunteers, like he always does, right? He will meet all the volunteers. So all the volunteers were sitting there, hall full of volunteers, and Gurudev came and sat. I said, Guruji, I need to go get presents so that you can give everyone little something. He says, ha, jaldi jao. He wanted to do that, right? So it was a Sunday. I have sat in the car. What Gurudev has done all this while, I will tell you later. But I have sat in the car and I have driven and gone to the market. Full market is closed. Everything is closed. Only thing I had in my head is I wanted something to do with a heart. I didn't know what, but something to, so like Gurudev is giving his heart to all the volunteers, right? Like that. So I wanted something to do with the heart. Now, where do I go? What do I do? Everything is closed. Suddenly there's this one Archie's that is open in an entire market that is closed. There's such a small Archie's, right? Just one door and you can barely fit inside. I go in. I said, कुछ heart वाला चाहिए. He said, ये सब हैं, देख लो. I just picked up one little something. And I said, लेकिन मेरे को इसके 80 pieces चाहिए. आप 80 pieces दे सकते हैं? मैं देखता हूँ ऊपर. So he goes up to his go down and he comes down with 80 pieces. He gift wraps them. I take them back home. Still, Gurudev is sitting over there on that sofa. All the volunteers are sitting. You can imagine 80 pieces. I've driven to the market, driven back, found that, got them wrapped. How long it must have taken, I don't know. When I came back, do you know what Gurudev was doing? How he kept everyone entertained? He says, देखो, रोज मैं काउंट करता हूँ, आप लोग प्राणायाम करते, आज आप लोग काउंट करो, मैं प्राणायाम करता हूँ. So you had 80 people counting, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold 2. And then he gave each and every person that little heart. It was so sweet. It was just so sweet, you know. And then once there was this time that, see, I told you stories don't come when they come, they keep coming, you know. So there was once this time when, again, he was in Bombay and it was Ekadashi. So he was fasting. He had not eaten anything, not put one morsel of food in his mouth. Even water, someone was carrying a bottle of water around with him, but he hardly drank water. I don't know, I didn't see him drink water. And then at night, he went into his room. From outside, I saw that the lights were really dim, almost shut. So everything, the kitchen was cleaned. You know, all the food that people bring for Gurudev, it was given to all the volunteers. Everyone ate, it was distributed. Kitchen was cleaned. Everyone went, left, everything. Suddenly, Gurudev's door opens. He says, मेरे लिए कोई मक्खन ले आया था. वो मक्खन मुझे दो. I said, Gurudev, आप तो फास्ट कर रहे हैं, तो वो मैं मक्खन तो दे दिया, मैंने सब खाना सबको दे दिया. अब मक्खन वक्खन मुझे नहीं पता है. नहीं, तुम्हें कैसे भी जाके ढूंढना पड़ेगा वो मक्खन, क्योंकि जब तक मैं मक्खन नहीं खाऊंगा तब तक उसको नींद नहीं आएगी, और उसको नींद नहीं आएगी तो मुझे नींद नहीं आएगी. कैसे भी करके मक्खन लेके आओ मेरे. वही don't know, where do I get that makhan from? I've gone into the kitchen and I'm seeing everything is cleaned, everything is washed, everything is put away. But then I put on the lights and all. And then in one corner, I see one little box. I said, what is this box? I open it and that was the makhan. So I said, oh my God, I thought it was all gone. It's just this one makhan left. So I've quickly taken it up to Gurudev and I said, Gurudev, makhan. Gurudev was fasting the entire day. He barely had water. But he broke his fast with that makhan. Meaning a devotee's love weighs so much for him that he, even after fasting the entire day, he just broke his fast because she put all her heart into that makhan. And when he did that, I just had tears in my eyes. I said, my God, how much love. I mean, you could have had it tomorrow. So much love. So, I mean, and for him, it was so sahaj, so natural. ये तो करना ही है. ऐसी एक बार तो we were in Gujarat, ekdam in the initial days, and Gurudev, he had just started eating. He must have had 1 or 2 bites. पूरा ऐसे ही था उसकी थाली. 1-2 खाना ही खाया था, 1-2 morsel, क्या बोलते हैं, गुट नहीं, 1-2 थोड़ा ही मुंह में डाला था.
निवाला.
हाँ, निवाला. तो वो गुड़ तो पानी का होता है ना. सॉरी, मैं हिंदी थोड़ा तो I don't laugh because I'm seeing you all laugh at me. So Tabhi, he just ate that. He was eating and suddenly he put that food down and he's saying, चलो चलो हटो हटो मुझे जाना पड़ेगा. I said, कहाँ? नहीं सत्संग में जाना पड़ेगा, मुझे बुला रहे हैं. अरे कुछ ही खाना नहीं अभी नहीं. He just got up, he washed his hands and he ran. Matlab, he ran. He didn't even walk, he ran. Like, what happened? He's saying, कोई बुला रहा है मुझे सत्संग. Meaning someone's calling of the heart was so strong that he couldn't even finish his food. He just got up and ran. I'll tell you something. If we are here, sitting here today, it's because we belong to him. He is ours, we are his. He knows that. That's how we are here. From his side, the connection is sealed. There is no doubt. It is sealed from his side. We just have to recognize it. That's all. He is here for us. He's here to take care of us. We just have to allow him to do that. How much ever he wants to give you money, but if your fist is like that, how is anyone going to give you money? How is anyone going to put it in there? Cannot. No. Just open up to him. Go. See how beautifully he takes care of you. I have spoken too much. I think we've gone way beyond our time limit, isn't it? Huh?
Yeah, but it was like the time had stopped.
So, I think a lot of people have had to leave also. We can do this another time again sometime.
Yeah. Wonderful, Didi. This was.
Okay. So should I say thank you to all of you, Saleel? Most of all to you.
No, not at all, Didi. I mean, thanks to you for. मतलब मैं ना literally मैं sort of I went into a daze ये last 2-3 minutes में what you shared, no? I just don't know how to close this. But yeah, let me call one of our team members. Generally, we have this in this entire series. One of the organizing team members gives a vote of thanks, just a few lines.
So you can do that, but there's no need for formality. It's just been nice to sit and interact with everyone.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for having me here, calling me. And Saleel ji has actually twisted my arm, you know that, to bring me. But thank you for doing that. Thank you so much. It's really been a pleasure and really nice. And
Wonderful. We just didn't want you to stop. But there is a a regular daily evening kriya also that happens at around, yeah, it should start now. 6:15 we start typically. But wonderful. I mean, yeah, we should have an interaction again, because I am sure now you went into such a flow and अभी जैसे कि प्यास बढ़ा दी आपने.
ये तो गुरु की, ये तो कथा है, ये तो चलती रहेगी. ये रुकने वाली नहीं है.
Jai Gurudev. Bhaiya, can I give the vote of thanks?
Sure.
Okay, please go ahead. Yeah.
Jai Gurudev, Didi. Actually, I'm at a loss for words. For us, you senior teachers are the real celebrities. We are in awe of you. You all have spent such close time with Gurudev. It's such a pleasure to listen to all your stories. Thank you for taking time out today and coming in. The beautiful stories that we heard from you, it's such a blessing. Thank you so much for that. And Meghnadi, thank you so much for the chanting. It was really beautiful. Thank you once again. I'll cherish this moment forever. Thank you so much.
Meghnaji, I missed it. I'd like to hear it another time too.
Okay.
That'll be my pleasure, Didi. And it was, we got goosebumps. You got those tears of gratitude. Thank you so much for this precious moment. Really. The soul longs for this. Thank you so much.
Jai Gurudev. I'll let you all go. I think it's time for your kriya now. Okay, so we're a minute too late. Okay.
Thank you, Saleel Bhaiya.
If you have enjoyed the video, please click on the like, share and subscribe button. Click on the bell button for notifications of new videos.